Breathe. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. Unknown. The need. End mental health discrimination among college students. So I'm going to be talking about mental health discrimination in college students, and how it's not being accommodated as it should be. And I believe that college students deserve more than what is being offered. So I'm just going to be giving you a few facts about mental health, and maybe these facts will persuade you to want to make things different for people who suffer with mental health discrimination. According to experiences of discrimination among college students and impact on sleep quality, depression, anxiety, and suicide ideation, does sleep account for relationships with depressive symptoms? So yes, most depressed students have lack of sleep, or they cannot sleep. You need energy. So when you don't have energy, it makes you depressed. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I know I can. I don't get enough sleep, and I know I need to be getting more sleep. Another thing that I definitely experience is discrimination because of my weight. That's a huge thing that I go through, and I know a lot of people go through, because society says if you're not skinny, you're not beautiful. And I mean, not everyone is like that, but a lot of people are like that, and it's unfortunate. But anyways, according to Size Matters, the impact of weight-based discrimination on college students' physical health, mental health, and academic achievement. So to point out, I don't like the word fat, but they use the word fat. Fat students are at risk for facing weight-based discrimination with possibly detrimental effects to their physical health, mental health, and academic success. Given that there are no legal protections against weight-based discrimination and a general accessibility of weight bias, fat students are possibly marginalized and left to cope on their own. Again, I hate that word fat. They should say like overweight or whatever. That's just rude, and I think it's untasteful when people use the word fat. It's just that right there, the article calling people fat, I think that is just discrimination anyway, because that's an ugly, ugly word. Anyway, I think that is true. A lot of people who are overweight are depressed, and they tend to eat more because they're depressed, or they tend to have lack of academic success because they're depressed. And I believe that people need to be talking about it more, and people need to be there for people who are going through this, so they don't have to cope on their own about it. And that's that's just not okay to have to cope with on your own, because I have personal experience with that, and it's not fun. Anyway, on to my next one, where I do have also experience in this article. A family member has this problem, and it's very depressing, and it hurts. According to mental health and substance use among women and men at the intersections of identity and experience of discrimination, insights from their intersectionality framework. Regarding substance abuse, alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana, experiences of discrimination can prompt adolescents and young adults to increase their affiliation with drug-using peers, which subsequently, I cannot say that word, but I think you know what I meant to say, may lead to higher substance use. In addition, individuals exposed to discrimination are more likely to endorse substance use as a coping mechanism. Moreover, psychological distress as a result of experiences of discrimination has also been shown to play a mediating role in the relationship between discrimination and substance use. So basically, when people are like college students who are depressed, they turn to substances like alcohol and drugs, and that's not okay. And like I said, I have experience with that because of a family member who abuses alcohol. Um, it's hard to see that, but it's out there and it needs to be recognized. Um, According to Baseline Center for Mental Health Law partners with Steptoe to advocate and provide legal counsel for college students experience campus mental health discrimination. According to 2016 National College Health Assessment, almost 40% of college students reported that they felt so depressed it was difficult to function. At some point in prior 12 months, while 19% felt overwhelming anxiety and 10% had seriously considered suicide. These students often report problems obtaining reasonable accommodations for their mental health disabilities from their schools and have faced punitive discrimination when taking voluntary medical leave or being forced to take involuntary leaves of absence. Some students also report being disciplined by their colleges for conduct related to their disability. Wow, that was a mouthful. Basically, college students all over deal with depression and suicide thoughts, and that's just not okay. It needs to be addressed. I don't know how it's not being really addressed. I don't really see much of anything on campus about how if you need help, come see. Like, is there a counselor on campus? But even if there is, not everyone knows about it. Like, I don't even know about it. Like, that'd be cool to know if there's like someone to talk to on campus because it needs to be out there more. So according to Gender Discrimination, Victimization, and Women's Mental health problems affect men and women equally, but a female preponderance is observed in some illnesses such as major depression and anxiety disorders. Moreover, the burden of mental disorders is greater in females compared to males according to disability adjusted life years. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's probably true because females are more emotional than men, and that's just a fact. And sometimes it's terrible, but yeah. Like I said, really needs to be it needs to be more important to college life, and it needs to be out there more because it's not right now, or at least I haven't seen it around campus really. So according to racial and ethnic minority college student stigma associated with seeking psychological help, examining psychocultural correlates. Many college students underuse professional psychological help for mental health difficulties. The stigma associated with seeking such help appears to be one of the reasons for this underuse. Levels of psychological distress and parts of using counseling psychotherapy have been found to be important correlates to stigma associated with seeking psychological help. So basically, I'm trying, basically, if there was more help, I feel like some people would be too embarrassed to go talk to someone about it. And that needs to not be, that needs to not be it. Everyone needs, if you need help, you need help. So all of the above needs to be addressed. There needs to be accommodations for college students facing difficulties with their mental health. Although services can be provided, some students may not want to admit that they are having difficulties. The advantage is providing more for students who need to help their mental health, ending discrimination. Disadvantage, some college students may not take advantage of services provided. Action, like I've said, more needs to be done. Free services to help students who are dealing with their mental health. Students should be able to miss class due to severe mental health problems. Accommodations must be met. Not having services seems to be discrimination. Mental health is more is more important than most things. Why is it not talked about more? I talked about different examples, facts of mental health, and how discrimination of mental health needs to end and more services need to be provided. Um, and I hope that one day um, it will on college campuses. Thank you.